Welcome back to another video. Today's review is focused on NBC original Young Rock Season 2 Episode 10 entitled Rocky's Code. And the official synopsis of Episode 10 is 1987. Rocky takes a promising new wrestling job but is faced with a difficult decision. Alice spends a night out with Miss Elizabeth. Teenage Dwayne starts to worry about his dad's health. In 2032, Dwayne seeks advice from an old friend. And before I give out my review, please like the video, subscribe or comment, or just watch the video and keep going on with your night. Episode 10 was a pretty good episode, as this episode talked about a few different themes and topics that is relevant in today's world, and a very surprising guest star that I didn't see coming. So here we go. As the main plots for this episode focused on Rocky struggling to make ends meet, Macho Man Randy Savage having a new store, Miss Elizabeth and Ada hanging out, and Dwayne just seeking advice for his upcoming election. I felt like the plot for this episode was not a bad plot, as age is definitely starting to catch up with Rocky, as he is not the same as he once was 5 years ago, as he is now starting to face more pain than ever before whenever he is wrestling with somebody. He wrestles Bam Bam Bigelow, who just got accepted into the WWF, and that match just looked horrible for Rocky, because not only is he facing pain, he is not getting paid as much for Jerry the King Lawler's wrestling promotion. And I have to say, whoever was in charge of the casting for all these retro wrestlers, I think they did a good job with Jerry the King Lawler and Bam Bam Bigelow. Macho Man Randy Savage, he's not bad. Miss Elizabeth, she's not bad. Like, some of these wrestlers look like how they were back in the 1980s, especially Jerry the King Lawler and Bam Bam Bigelow. But Rocky, he meets up with a new wrestling promoter that promises to pay him double than what he's making right now. And one of the important themes and topics was brought up, and that was basically racism and the wrestling promotion. How the wrestling promotion and anywhere else is definitely some race tensions, some race filled issues between certain companies, certain wrestlers. It's all around with racism. And the promoter basically wanted Rocky to do this pretty offensive promo, but Rocky stuck to his guns and he didn't do it. Just like that. Miss Elizabeth and Ada, that segment was pretty interesting. Those two girls just having a good old time, just talking about life, just talking about their husbands, and just everything that is just going on and what they want to do with their life and everything else. Like, I didn't have a bad time with that plot. Now, Macho Man Randy Savage opening up his new store, that plot was kind of funny because of his just hype personality, his huge energetic personality, helping customers, tweaking out somehow when it came to showing off the products at hand. And they briefly mentioned his Slim Jim deal that he had in real life, where he was, I don't know the right word for it, but he basically had like a huge deal with his Slim Jim that was worth some money, to say the least. Like, that was probably one of my favorite segments, just Macho Man just helping out the customers and somewhat tweaking out at the same time. The workers are just like, what the F is he on, to say the least. Dwayne, his election is upcoming. 2 more days before it's officially time. He decides to go see an old friend, and the old friend turns out to be Forrest Whitaker. I didn't see that coming. I didn't see that coming at all. And Forrest Whitaker is going to help out Dwayne with his problem with Julian and everything else that he's dealing with. And now I'm just curious to see how is Forrest going to help out with his connections. But the plot for this episode, though, it was pretty good. The acting, the performances, they were as good as always. I didn't have any bad issues with none of the performers because they got the job done and they did what they had to do. And we are like 2 more episodes away before the season finale. It has already been renewed for season 3, and I can't wait for that. But I'm just really curious as in how is Forrest going to help Dwayne. As Forrest, he's a huge celebrity. He's bound to have some connections. Like, how is he going to help out Dwayne with Julian? And so, yeah, I'm curious to see if they're going to show Dwayne at his time in Memphis in the 90s and just his WWF debut at Madison Square Garden. Like, things is about to happen with these last two episodes. So, yeah, I would say until next time, thank you for watching and see you later.